Hi guys, Michelle here from Andalery Gardens. Today we're going to be moving a lot of plants. We're going to be moving, let me take you closer, that little succulent. There's quite a number of them here within this area. There's a little zoom in there. It's a confetti bush seedling. That also, there's a lot of them over here. So I want to move the little seedlings into the Labyrinth area, and then I have to find another home for this. And then there's another little ground cover somewhere around here. That little ground cover. I'm feeling like the garden's feeling a bit overwhelming, but I think it could be due to the fact that it's spring, or spring is around the corner. There's lots of weeds. The weeds are crazy, and I'm struggling to find the balance and come out here and weed, but I'm plodding forward. I need to get the ground covered. I desperately need to get the ground covered as fast as possible. Mulch is, yes, that's a quick and easy method. Right now I'm a bit cash strapped, but in any case we work with what we've got available to us. So I need to decide what to do with this area here, because as you can see there's a lot of bare ground. That tiny little succulent I was hoping would cover, but that's going to just take too long to cover this area. So I want to move that to a more realistic area where it's got a smaller area to cover, which might work better. Underneath the confetti bush here is that is Acastasia. That is very rampant. It seeds itself everywhere. It gets a tiny little white flower, like a foxglove flower, a flower that looks kind of sort of like a foxglove. So these things pop up everywhere. It is an indigenous, it's an indigenous ground cover. I wanted to minimize white in this specific garden room, the strolling garden, but there is pops of white here. And the only thing I have against the Acastasia is that the white is so in your face, because the flowers, when it flowers, there is lots of flowers, and I'm a bit sort of in two minds. Do I leave that here or not? So, but maybe I'll contemplate that. A reason I want to move the other ones is, first, we're expecting rain on Thursday, so I'm hoping that, yes, this will help to just settle the plants into wherever I choose to move them. Okay, so these are the one lot of succulents all moved. A lot of them were quite sort of twiggy, like there's a bit of a longer piece, so we literally just cut and stuck in all over the place, and hopefully they will take root, besides the ones that do have roots. Take you from a little bit further away. So I think they're going to look quite cute here. I Actually, let me zoom you in a little bit closer. Gets, I don't know if you can see that color. It gets like a tiny little sort of a tangerine flower, very delicate little orangey color flower. They would look pretty when it was like covered solidly with those flowers. Take you a bit further away so you can see sort of this area complete. Not much to look at now, but I think it'll look pretty when it's settled in and gotten a bit fuller. So that orange will pick up the euphorbia, this grass thorn. Sort of take you a bit closer to those flowers. I don't know if you can see. So there you go. Okay, it's a soft yellow, but it's got like a little orange sort of edge on the flowers. So I thought that could be quite cute, just to bring in this hint of that sort of orangey color here and there. There's a little aloe. It gets a very soft yellow flower, very pretty little aloe, like almost like a white with a hint of yellow. That's another little aloe that gets a orange flower. So these are my bowls for more like insects, like the bees, and that in the summertime they seem to sit on areas where there's water, like in the ponds, that sort of thing. So I thought if we put a couple of stones, at least they can also still stand on the stone without drowning in the water. But yes, the pop of color here is quite nice. At the back are red rooster grasses. Those two grasses are red, but the grasses behind, not sure what that is. That's also an indigenous grass, but those ones I want to move so that when the roosters are big, and then maybe get another rooster to put just behind the grass thorn there, so that we've got about maybe 3 or 4 roosters, creating a nice sort of rusty brown backdrop. So you've got these sort of hints of this terracotta orangey shades, and then the bright yellow. Over on this side where it looks a bit sad and lots of weeds, but there's an osteospermum here, a lovely lemon yellow one with a little bit of a purpley centre. I'm hoping it'll grow. There's another one. And there's another one over here. Okay, here's a flower. We can see a flower. Oh, the flower's going off, but yeah. So that one I'll move as well closer to there. The other little succulent, the little ground cover succulent, that one, I've sort of popped here around the kalanchoes. So this is a much smaller area. So I'm hoping that will cover quite quickly. This is a relatively fast growing little ground cover, but it would have just taken a bit longer to fill up that very large area. And also when the confettis have gotten bigger, they would have cast a lot more shade, and I think you would have lost the pretty little red edge that this little succulent would get when it gets a lot of sun, which it will do. Yeah, it gets the full blasting afternoon sun. So I think this is a much more realistic area for this to cover. At the back, yeah, I was wanting to plant, okay, well I did plant little amaranth, but they didn't take transplanting too very well. But amaranth seeds itself and goes crazy. It like just grows wild. It was actually just wild ones that popped up, but the red, that ruby red color is so cool that I wanted to travel the red color through the garden in pops, just for the case of repetition. So when these little ground covers are filled out a little bit more, then I'll just take chunks out and we'll spread them between the amaranth, which I think could be very, very cool. So they'll get more the red tips here around the kalanchoes, and then where the amaranth are, they would probably be a touch more on the greener side. So I'm quite happy with that as well. So this is the Labyrinth. I'm going to show you where I've planted all the confetti bushes seedlings. I won't take you for a complete walk around here now. Still lots need doing here. But this is the row. This is the second bed from the outside that I've planted them in. These are agapanthus here, which I'm going to move away. Those are purple. I've decided I wanted to keep the labyrinth in shades of pink, so I'm going to be moving these agapanthus away. So I haven't planted any of the little confetti seedlings here yet. So that lavender bush I'll be moving. There's a few more lavender bushes in this row as well, which I'll be moving. There's certain areas like this that I haven't planted in either, because this is some kind of sorrel, but it's crazy because you can't pull it out. It snaps off underground, and then we have loads more of it. So I'm going to be spraying that with poisons. So there's the sections within this bed that I have not planted anything. I managed to get about say 2 wheelbarrows full of the seedlings out of the other area, so I'm quite chuffed with that. There is still a few more left there which I can't fit in, but once these things are sprayed, maybe I can try planting it. So there are the little seedlings. We didn't get much rain, so they look a bit sad, so I might need to come with a a bucket of water, some watering cans. That's the words I'm looking for. So I've planted them about, say, every half meter. I first just planted one, took one great big step, and so I started off with every meter, and then I just popped some more seedlings in between. So I won't take you up the whole row because that'll be pretty boring, but there's quite a number of seedlings. Yeah, so we'll pray that those grow nicely and God looks after them and sends us a bit more rain. But yes, I'm quite chuffed that we had quite a lot, and then we can pop the other few in when we've managed to eradicate these other weeds.